Hey, this is Steve Williams with the Credit Repair Shop.com. I wanted to just let you see some of the stuff that's going on in my city, and I'm going to talk about it with what's going on with people that I know, and also just to kind of link this a little bit with people on expectations with credit repair because there's some people that I'm going to talk about on this video with their businesses that got destroyed, and I'm going to tell you how long it took for them to get their credit repaired, but how quick it was for them to get their business destroyed. So here, a reason why I'm gonna take the sound down is because it was really windy, really windy. So I'm not gonna play the sound on these, but this first video here, this is by my daughter's store. These guys over here were actually posted up on top of the building with guns. It's a trailer sales place. Uh, there's the car dealers. They just put fencing up around their places. The bank boarded up completely, and all of the other businesses here boarded up. And here's my daughter's store right here. So that's what happened in our over there in our area. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up another clip because I think it'll be easier for me to explain what was going on because it was very windy yesterday. All right, this clip here is of a mattress store. You can see the devastation there. I mean, look at how it's burnt down. Like, I mean, it's not just where bricks are there. It collapsed these buildings on each other. And this person here with his um, relatives, well, here's another side too. This side here, all of these people lived up in these, and then these were businesses here that were just destroyed. Uh, you can't really see it down in here, but you can see with the fires, everything just collapsed down into the building. And actually, these here it actually had a fire the week or 2 weeks before everything happened. Like this was just a normal fire that happened. Something just either someone left something on so you can see the difference here. This is just a regular fire and stuff kind of went down into there. And then you see over with this one where it just totally like something was used as an accelerant to get these buildings to be so hot to where they would just fall apart like that. But going back to the mattress business, this family here I worked with, their brothers and cousins uh, up in Milwaukee with helping expand their business with advertising. And, I didn't work with them on their credit, but I did work with them on marketing their businesses. And they have stores in Kenosha, Racine, Milwaukee, and other cities also. But you could just see that it was just total devastation. And then this here was actually, like I said, this was from before. So you can see that even though this was just a regular fire that had happened, that the whole building and everything didn't collapse, that it was something else used on the other buildings to get them to burn so hot. Also, the fire station is right across the street. Let's look right here. Right here is the fire station. It's the fire station right here. So, I mean, that's crazy that they couldn't even get those fires out, or just because it was so many that were going on. Hey, I had just took a quick walk down the street from where you saw the other fires, and there's a lot of community type stuff going on. You can see people eating and talking, and then there was this group of guys that were preaching on the corner, and they were talking about all types of things. I mean, I guess when when uh, when communities get waken up by certain things that happen, you start to pay attention to people that were probably always there, but you just didn't really see them because you were just concentrated on your own life. This here was a group of businesses here. This one was an ice cream shop. You have a hair uh, beauty type salon right there. Here, I want to focus on this one right here. This is where Eric had computer adventure, and I think I had spoke about it in my last video. This is the guy that sold me and my wife our first computer back in 1990. And remember, computers were not cheap back then. It was $3,500. No one would really give us a chance on buying one. Um, and I know it sounds crazy, but this is just the truth. He let us put it on layaway, and he would let us come into the store and let us, do what we had to learn to do on there, and helped us out with learning on the computer. Because what we were doing is we were starting our publishing business, where our advertising magazine, and back then computers were very expensive, so we had put $500 down. That's what we started our first business with in 1990. I was 21 years old, 20 or 21, I'm not sure, 20 or 21. But we started our business, $500. He would let us come in, and he's always been straightforward with people. His business is right in the community. His name is Eric. This computer adventure, but everything was ransacked and just tore up inside of his building. And his wife, there was a picture that the news had where she was just totally devastated because they had worked so hard. I mean, he started his business the same year actually that I started back in 1990. So it's, to work all of these years, this is 30 years in business, and then to have that happen, you know. Um, let's see here. I think I had some other footage on here. I was just showing that but yeah, there was beauty supply, cell phone store. This was a ice cream shop. I mean, it just burnt all the way through. I mean, just unbelievable. Just what happened in that area with the fires, on just how much they were able to burn, how hot they were able to burn. All right, this clip here, this one here is this was the probation building. This is where people had to go to report to their probation officer. Look at that. This building was burned to the ground. I'm talking about there's nothing that you can salvage with this building. Uh, I mean, just unbelievable how hot these fires got. And but this had to be a targeted building. This one here had to be a target because, you know, certain buildings that were close to it did not get touched. Um, but this one did get touched. And again, this was the probation building. This is where anyone that was on probation had to report over to this building here. This was a car lot down from the probation building. They tore up um, the cars here, and then across the street, which I didn't even notice the last time when I was going around. This was a office supply place, office furniture, new and used. And I mean, I don't know why. I mean, I don't know. I don't want anyone's stuff to be burnt, but when you look at this, it's like, what do these people have anything to do with what's going on? This is an office supply place that sells, I mean, office furniture, new and used furniture. So, it's just unbelievable. But this is just an office furniture place, uh, and it's burnt. You know, there's nothing that they're going to be able to salvage uh, with this place. I mean, just 100% gone. And this is a place that's been around for years too. Bought um, office furniture from them before, and so I don't know, it's kind of unbelievable about what happened. This is just my wife and I were just driving through downtown. You can see all the buildings are all boarded up, and you know, just I don't know, like all of these buildings, people are afraid, that they can get burned down. People live at the top of these buildings here. Uh, this is over where my daughter's store used to be. She used to be in this spot right here, which stuff got thrown in, and right here. Here, we almost bought this building here. We wanted to buy it. My wife and I were going to convert the upstairs into where we would live, and then the downstairs would be for my daughter's business. We're happy with it. We didn't do that. Number one, not because of what happened with this, of course, but because just downtown Kenosha, they're not really taking care of it uh, business wise. It's like it's dying. Everything is really moving out towards, uh, west of downtown. Um, and it just seems like they're just letting it, you know, go down. And now with all of this happening, it's going to even make it worse. It's going to make it worse. But you can see they boarded up stuff. This restaurant had just got back going. It had shut down. Someone else bought it, opened it back up, and now, it's probably going to struggle again because people are not going to really want to come down. But you can see, look at this. All of these are boarded. Um, just boarded up. You can just see it. All of these buildings, like this is where people have like small cafes, small little restaurants and stuff. And I'm pretty sure people will continue to support them if they already have been. But you can just see that with what's going on, that people are going to have to recover if they got any damages on the inside, which all of them didn't. But if they got any damages on the inside, it's going to work to get stuff back up and going. Hopefully everyone here, I don't know how many of them got damaged, but you can see that everybody's trying not to, just in case something happens again, they just want to be able to try to protect their property. This year, you probably seen this on national news. This was a car dealer, probably had about 40, 50 cars out there, and you can just see how uh, the devastation of the fire. It burnt these cars down. Like there's nothing. Someone was saying, well, are they going to get the cars for salvage? Like you can't. This is nothing. There's nothing left in these vehicles, and you can see the building was burnt. I mean, there was just look at this. I mean, it's just burnt to nothing. All of these cars, and I mean, it's just unbelievable. This was right by downtown. The courthouse is right down the street. This is around the corner from where my daughter's store used to be. But you could just see these cars are just burnt down. It had to be like a inferno over there for something like this to be able to happen. And he also owns the building across the street that was tore up, burned on the inside. Cars were burned also on that side. But this guy had opened up probably about 4 years ago, had been doing really well, sells cars to the community, sells cars online, um, but it seemed like he was always working hard, like, and then to have all of this happen. And people think that insurance is so easy to collect on. It is not very easy. They try to get all types of ways out of paying insurance. And also, one thing about the insurance too is that they'll try to, especially for something like this for cars. He wanted to make profit with the cars. Yeah, he might get some of the money back, but some of the times insurance companies will try to pull a fast one and give you market on a vehicle, not give you, they're not going to give you profit, number one. They're only going to try to give you the money back. But some of the times, what they'll do is they'll try to say what a market on the vehicle as of today, could be less than what you had actually paid for the vehicle at auction. Also, before we go to the next clip, which was one of my credit repair customers' business, um, for our insurance, we had spoke with our insurance agent for my daughter's store, and he said you better take a picture of everything in there. You can't just have receipts; you got to have everything because the insurance companies are playing games. They're calling this domestic terrorism, which puts us into another category on what they can and what they have to pay out on and what they can get away with not paying out on. So you have to be very careful. Just like we thought that because we had insurance and they with the virus that came about and you lost business. One of my businesses lost 70% of the income for 3 months, 70%. And when we looked at our policy, it had a statement in there saying that any pandemics or viruses they will not pay out on it. That's a damages that they will not pay out on. You wouldn't even expect it until you went into your policy and looked at it. But our insurance agent, he told us you better take a picture of everything. Just take a picture at the store, like so they know you had it, not just receipts. They want to see that it was there, so at least they can. The insurance company for this guy can look and see, hey, all of the cars are there, even though the receipts probably got burnt up right inside of the building there. All right, this one here. This one. Let's go back. This is a business that I helped the owner repair his credit. It was probably about 5, 6 years ago. It took us 7 months to repair his credit. 7 months to repair his credit. He had a horrible score, had collections. We had to do settlements, everything. But it took 7 months. But it took a few hours to destroy his whole business. And that's something that I try to tell people on that are potential customers or even people that are customers. You could tear up your credit in 5 minutes. You can tear up your credit by not paying your creditors in 1 month. That doesn't mean it's going to take 1 month to fix your credit. That doesn't mean it's going to take 2 months to fix your credit because what you build takes when you build things it lasts forever and sometimes it takes time to build things but it's easy to destroy credit, it's easy to destroy a business, but this is his business. He it took us 7 months to get his credit straightened out. He ended up buying a Boost mobile store. He got approved by Boost Mobile to start his Boost Mobile store because he couldn't. Let's go back over here this because it's totally. He couldn't get approved to start the store unless he had certain things repaired on his credit. So it took us 7 months to get to achieve that. And then once he got that done, he opened up the Boost Mobile store and he opened up a clothing store that was right next to it. This was the Boost Mobile. And then clothing store didn't get, well, no, this is the Boost Mobile. This was a camera shop right here. Right next door, right here was the clothing store right next door. It didn't get burnt all the way, but it did get burnt up. But it he started the clothing store, the Boost Mobile store, and they have a clothing store inside of the mall, and they have a couple of cell phone stores up in Milwaukee. But when we were repairing his credit, and I got to give it to him because what he did is he worked on himself. And I tell people to do this. Let us repair your credit. You work on yourself because I have a true belief that if you are not in the right mindset, no matter what we do to help you repair your credit, it's not going to work because you have a defeated mind. You have that mind like a person who gets into a relationship with someone and they say, all of my other relationships went bad and then they're just waiting for this new relationship with this new person to go bad when they don't understand the reason why it goes bad is because you keep bringing the baggage of your old relationship to you into your new relationship. You need to work on yourself. When you work on yourself, different things happen for you. That's why when people say, well, uh, I can't believe it happened, you usually hear people say that because they're so stuck in the mindset of having bad things happen to them that when something good happens to them, they're in shock. Like they can't even believe it that something good happened to them. And some people get lucky and have things happen to them, but most of you that are listening to me right now, or watching this on YouTube, don't allow things to happen to you because you had that two-minded mentality. You want you want good credit, you want to get out of debt, but you constantly just think about your situation and you look at the hill that you got to climb and you don't allow it to happen. You just have that two mind. And when you have that two mind, that means that you're unwilling to burn the bridge to disappointment, and you can't get across to the bridge of prosperity. You can't get across to the bridge of good things happening to you because you think that something, no matter what, always has the bad things have to happen to you. You have to burn that bridge of believing that something bad has to happen to you and move forward to good. And with this individual here, I know, because I know him personally, he's devastated with what happened. He lost his businesses, but he knows in his mind, he knows that he can rebuild and he can do whatever he wants to do. If he wants to rebuild here, do something else, whatever, he has that power from within, that this is not him. Like I try to explain to everyone that your bad credit, your circumstances is not you, and you need to get out of that. His building being burnt down is not him. This is not him that you see. This devastation here is not him. This is something that happened at a time in his life, and he can rebuild, and he has the power, and he knows he can rebuild. This is just like having your credit destroyed overnight, and then you know you have to rebuild it. If he just thought about all of this devastation, it would be tough for him to rebuild. But because he knows that he has the power to rebuild, and that no matter what, even if insurance doesn't pay what it's supposed to pay, he still has the power within him to rebuild, because everything starts with that individual. Everything starts with you, and then everything else is an extension of your thinking. And if you have bad thoughts at the beginning, you're going to get bad results no matter how hard someone tries to work for you. You're going to get bad results because you bring in the universe the bad thinking and the bad thoughts. So I hope you appreciate me showing you around our city. This is what happened. It was a lot more damage than this, but I just wanted to show you some of the people that I have personal, experiences with knowing them, to show you what they're going through. All right, thank you, and you have a great evening.